Attorney General, I think we haven't addressed the basic question, and that is in the context of Article 51D. The edifice of Article 51D is the constitutional right of a political party. Now here, a political party has been excluded by the Election Commission, and that is the question. Now this would be a very grave constitutional violation committed by the Election Commission itself. So as a constitutional highest court, it is not our obligation to correct this very serious, grave constitutional violation, because it goes to the root of democratic principles enshrined in this constitution, and it has virtually disenfranchised all those who voted for that political party.
My Lord, I intend to, and my Lord has raised this question, had raised this question yesterday. My last submission actually addresses this when I make submission on Article 187 also.
But can you
before
come
that,
to
I
the
have
examples that you have given of the 2024 elections in your paper book? Because the impact is important to note and understand. So what you've shown on page 23?
Lord, Ladyship, if I may, this is the record which I had placed before you. For the purposes of the submission which I have made with respect to this record is only one. And when I make the other submissions, this will, my lady's question will then become relevant.
Are you going to go through this record?
I will go through this record because in 2024 also, the independents have been excluded, independents including those who had joined
But you
SIC.
see here the number of independents are very large, and so you can see the impact that it's having on your proportional representation.
Impact जरा clear कर.
वो मैं करूंगा, अभी मैं इस पे आऊंगा, अभी मैं एक submission, I want to make a submission on Article 224, which deals with the vacancy of seats, the situation where seats have to remain vacant.
Actually, you see, in the past, the independents are very few, so the question never arose and was not as a non-issue. In any case, also, you took out the independents because you can then divide the entire reserve seats. Nothing remains vacant. That's why the exclusion की mathematics यही है ना, exclude कर देंगे तो पूरा हो जाएगा ना, सारी seats पूरी हो जाएंगी.
Sir,
that's the only benefit, that you exclude the independents, उस घोल में सारे आ जाएंगे. Lekin the only problem with the current situation is the tip towards independents being more, because nobody bothered challenging this earlier. It was a non-issue. इसलिए impact वाली बात अगर एक optically हम देख लें क्या है.
जी मैं उस पे आना है मैंने. After making this submission, I'll be addressing that question, sir. Now, if my lords and your ladyship may kindly turn to Article 224, I'd read out clause 4 and then take you through the other provisions. The submission I wish to make, the point I wish to make, my lords and your ladyship, is that the vacancy of seats envisaged for a very limited, narrow window under the Constitution gels in with the scheme provided in the Constitution itself, as also the law which is applicable in this case. Now, if I may kindly read out clause 4 of Article 224 very quickly. When, except by dissolution of the National Assembly or a provincial assembly, a seat in any such assembly has become vacant, not later than 120 days before the term of that assembly is due to expire, an election to fill the seat shall be held within 60 days from the occurrence of the vacancy. Now,
what's relevance?
My lord, my submission is that the Constitution does not envisage vacancy of any seat. A seat must always be filled, particularly in the present circumstances also, where the seats are reserved for women and non-Muslims.
How does that work when a candidate of a reserved seat passes away or something?
Clause 6 kicks in. Clause 6 kicks in. I'll read that out also. वो भी पढ़ देता हूँ फिर अभी. When a reserved seat for women or non-Muslims in the National Assembly or a provincial assembly falls vacant on account of death, resignation or disqualification of a member, it shall be filled by the next person in order of precedence from the party list of the candidates to be submitted to the Election Commission by the political party whose member has vacated such seat. provided that if at any time the party list is exhausted, the concerned political party may submit a name for any vacancy which may occur thereafter. Now back to clause 4. Now there is a 120-day window, which is 120 days before the expiry of the term. If a seat falls vacant, Constitution says don't hold elections. And one rationale is provided within this clause itself, which is when read with Election Act, there is a 54-day election program also. So the 66th day is an absolute cutoff. Because after the 66th day, if the seat falls vacant, the elections cannot possibly be held because the 54-day election program cannot be seen through. There is another rationale to it also. If you may kindly turn to Article 222. Clauses B, C, and F, but the opening part of it also. Subject to the Constitution, Majlis-e-Shura, Parliament may by law provide for B, the delimitation of constituencies by the Election Commission, including delimitation of constituencies of local government. C, the preparation of electoral rolls, the requirements as to residence in a constituency, the determination of objections pertaining to and the commencement of electoral rolls, and F, all other matters necessary for due constitution of the two houses, the provincial assembly and local governments. Now, the Constitution requires Election Commission to carry out these activities for the purposes of conducting elections and due constitution of the two houses. If I may take you to Section 14 of the Election Act.
इसमें क्या बताना था?
इसमें मैं ये बता रहा हूँ कि इलेक्शन एक्ट का सेक्शन 14 आप देखेंगे तो 4 महीने के अंदर बिफोर द एक्सपायरी ऑफ द टर्म ऑफ द असेंबली द इलेक्शन कमीशन इज टू कंप्लीट द डिलिमिटेशन, प्रिपेयर इलेक्टोरल रोल्स एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ, व्हिच इज इट्स ड्यूटी अंडर क्लॉज F और 222 एंड द अदर प्रोविजंस ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. सो सेक्शन 14 अगर आप देखें इलेक्शन एक्ट का, so this timeline actually works with the timeline provided under clause 4 of article 224, जहां पे 120 days बताया था, तो साथ इलेक्शन एक्ट में बताया कि 4 महीने एक्सपायरी टर्म की एक्सपायरी से पहले ये सारी एक्टिविटी और ये सारा काम करना है इलेक्शन कमीशन ने, जो 222 में बताया हुआ है. So when you read them all of them in harmony, the constitutional command becomes very clear, which is that no seat can be left vacant but for what is provided under clause 4 of article 224. So section 14, I can read out, but my lords may kindly note what I've submitted with regards to section 14.
What do you say about Article 51(1) as my lord Jasmani pointed out?
जी.
यहाँ पे जिक्र सीट्स का है और मेंबरशिप का नहीं है. जरा
My lords,
51(1).
my lord would see that Article 51 deals with the stage where the elections are being conducted, elections, it deals with the elections, it deals with the seats which are to be filled. Now, during the process, once the seats get filled, then they become members of the houses. So in the constitutional flow, a scheme of things, you start with 51 and then when you proceed, you are past 51 and the returned candidates are declared as such, they are administered oaths of the offices, they become members. So the interface is quite clear, sir.